So good morning, students, and welcome to today's class. So we were looking at the topic quadrilaterals. Let's quickly revise. So what are quadrilaterals? Four-sided shapes. They are quadrilaterals. Okay, be very attentive because after 5 minutes we are going to have a quiz, and the quiz will be based on these points that we are looking at now. Okay, so be very careful, look at the shapes, look at the definitions, look at the names carefully. All right, so first thing, quadrilateral, it has four sides and it's a closed figure. It's called as a four-sided closed figure. Okay, what is a square? How do we identify it? All sides are equal and all the four angles, they are 90 degrees. Okay, this is a rectangle, so two opposite sides are equal and all four angles are 90 degrees. All right, next is a rhombus. How do we identify rhombus? No right angles, isn't it? And all four sides are equal and there are two pair of parallel sides. That's a rhombus. Next is a trapezoid. How do we identify a trapezoid? Only one pair of parallel sides. So you see only one pair of parallel side is there. If there are two pair of parallel sides, that is called as a parallelogram. So that's the next quadrilateral. Okay. And then we saw the complete quadrilateral family. Firstly, it is divided into two parts, parallelogram and trapezoid. Parallelogram has two pair of parallel sides, whereas trapezoid has only one pair of parallel sides. Rectangle has all four angles as 90 degree and opposite sides are equal, whereas for rhombus, it's like a tilted rectangle. Okay. All the four sides are equal in this case, and then comes a square. It has all the properties of rectangles, rhombus, and parallelogram, isn't it? All four sides are equal with all four angles equal to 90 degree. Okay, so we saw a few theorems yesterday, and yes, now it's time for quiz. So here is the description about the quiz. Okay, take a look at this. You need to go to any web browser and type in joinmyquiz.com. Okay, so you need to type in this, and once you Google it, you will get a link for students. Click on the link and type in this code 873242. That's the code. 873242 is the code. Once you enter the code, it will ask for your name. Enter your name and you will be here on the dashboard. Okay, come on everyone, quickly type in joinmyquiz.com on Google. Okay, once you hit enter, you will get links. Click on the first link, which is for students, and then it will ask for a code. Okay, maybe I'll just try to share this using the link. If you are able to access the chat, in the chat there is a direct link. Click on the link. Yes, everyone, click on the link in the chat box and you will be directed to straight away to the quiz. Let me just refresh it. Yes, I don't see anyone joining. Yes, everyone, quickly join. Check the joining code once again. 873242 is the code. Okay, I have shared the link once again in the chat box. Okay, so let's quickly revise few important points which are going to be helpful for solving the questions. The first point is adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. And what do we mean by supplementary? Supplementary means the sum of angles is 180 degrees. Then opposite angles and opposite sides, they both are congruent for a parallelogram. Okay. And finally, diagonals, they bisect each other. So with these four properties, we are going to solve few questions from practice set 5.1. Okay, in yesterday's class, we have completed two questions. Let's continue with the third one. Perimeter of a parallelogram is 150 centimeter. One of its side is greater than the other side by 25 centimeter. Find the lengths of all sides. Now, here we start with drawing out a parallelogram first. Okay, so draw one and label it, right? So let's label it as A, B, C, D. Okay, now we are given that one of its side is greater than the other side by 25 centimeters. So if one side is X, the other side has to be X plus 25 because it says greater than means the symbol addition, right? The operation is addition. So X plus 25 will be the other side. We start with writing let the breadth equals to X. So what will be the length? The length equals to X plus 25. Okay. Now we are given perimeter of the parallelogram. So we are going to use this given condition to find the length of all sides. Okay. We know the formula for perimeter. What is the formula for perimeter? Twice of length plus breadth. Okay. So, and we are given that to be equal to 150 centimeters. So 2 times length. Length is how much? X plus 25 plus the breadth, which is X, that is equals to 150. We start with shifting this 2 to the other side. And of course, we combine X and X. So that will be 2X plus 25 equals to, this 2 would divide on the other side. So 2 times 7 is 14 and 2 times 5 is 10, like that. Okay. And now simplify it further. Okay. I see people joining in now. Maybe there was some error earlier. Okay. Okay. Maybe we can finish that question first and maybe then we can continue with the quiz. There was some error maybe that time. Okay. So if you all are there on the same page, right? I see 94 participants have connected. Okay, 97 of you. So let's complete the quiz first. Okay, yes, everyone. Okay, so we have 105 participants here. I hope you all are able to see the correct screen. Just a minute. Yes. And I'll hit and start, and everyone, come on, go ahead and give it a try. The quiz is based completely on quadrilaterals. Okay, on quadrilaterals. Simple quiz questions which are based on quadrilaterals. Read the questions carefully and select the choice question. Don't give random answers. Well done, Aditya and Ayan. Very good. Alok, fantastic. Don't go wrong, okay? Very good, very good. Everyone, you're doing great. Read the questions carefully. Ikat, Varun, Faiz, please read the questions carefully. Avinash. Very good. Roshni, Vedika, you're doing very good. Suhasini, please read the questions carefully. Read the questions carefully. You get them right. Very good. Super. All right, Vedika, continue. You're on the good track. Hassan, good. Rajkumar, well done. Sohan, you're on the right track. Aman, you're doing good. Sita, very good. Abhijit, very good. Aditya and Gautam, well done, Aditya. Sohan, fantastic. Roshni, well try to select the right one. Okay, and another 10 seconds and I'll end the quiz. Another 10 seconds and I'm going to end the quiz. Someone with the name Join My Quiz is doing pretty well, but we don't know the name, okay? So next time, please mention your correct name. Arish, very good. Okay, and time's up. I'm going to end the quiz. Kuldeep Yadav, well done. Achal Gupta, very good. Shraddha Mishra, good. Nabila Khan, very good. Achal, there are 2 more questions. Just try to finish it and we'll end the quiz. Well done, Achal. 1 more question and then we'll stop. Very good, Shifa. Karan, very good. Navneet, well done. Okay, Achal has done. Okay. So, Madhvendra, well done. Okay, let's end the quiz here and let's see the scores. Achal on second and Aditya on first. And of course, we can look at the top 10 participants. Soham, Roshni, Madhavendra, Arbaz, Arish, Kuldeep Yadav. Well done, students. Now let's look at the questions quickly. Okay, what were the questions for those who couldn't join, who couldn't answer? Okay, let's take a look at the questions. Yeah, so this is the first question. All 4-sided shapes are known as what? So all four-sided shapes are known as quadrilaterals. Okay. Next question was identify the shape. Okay. Second question, identify the shape. All sides are equal. So this is a rhombus. Okay. And it's tilted. So that's a rhombus. In rectangle and squares, all angles are equal. Is this true or false? It's true. All angles are equal and they are equal to 90 degrees. Okay. You were supposed to identify this shape. This is a trapezium. Okay, everyone, that's a trapezium. Why? Because only one pair of parallel sides. Next, in the given figure, this is a parallelogram and the question is side AB and side CD. What can we say about side AB and CD? We know opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. So they are equal. The answer is equal to. Next, you were supposed to name this quadrilateral. So this is a parallelogram. Very good. 49 of you have given it right. What is the most specific name of this shape? All sides are equal and all angles are 90 degree. This is a square. Okay. What is the length of this side A? We know this is a parallelogram. So opposite sides are equal. A equals to 7 millimeters in this case. Check the correct names for this shape. The correct name for this is a quadrilateral. It's not a square, it's not a parallelogram, it's not a rhombus, but it is a closed-sided, four-sided figure. It's a closed, four-sided figure. So the answer is quadrilateral. And then what shape is this? This is a rhombus, right? Okay, so with that, those were the 10 questions. With that, let's get back to practice set 5.1. Okay, everyone. Again, maybe day after, in the next to next class, we will have one more quiz which will be based on all the properties that we will be doing on quadrilaterals. Please keep revising. Okay, since this was the first quiz on quadrilaterals, maybe you were not very thorough with the properties, but make sure that next time you study well. So once again, let's take a quick look at the properties about the parallelogram. Adjacent angles are supplementary, opposite angles are equal, opposite sides are equal, and the diagonals, they bisect each other. Okay. And we were looking at this question where we are given the perimeter. The perimeter is given to be 150 centimeters, and we have to find the length of all the sides. Okay, so we start with setting the breadth as x and the length as x plus 25. We are given that the perimeter is 150. So we are going to use the formula twice of length plus breadth equals to 150 and substitute the values or the expressions for length and breadth, adding the like terms and solving and simplifying, we get the value of x. So 75 minus 20 like that, and x will be equal to 50 over 2. Just a minute, that has to be 55 over 2. This is 25 over here, so subtracting 25, we get x equals to 50 over 2, that is x is equal to 25. So x equals to 25 here, and that is the breadth. So breadth, that is AD in this case, AD, which is the breadth, that is equals to 25 centimeters. Okay, so here we have got AD equals to 25 over here. And what will be AB? AB is the length. And what is the length equals to? X plus 25. So that has to be 50 centimeters. 25 plus 25, that's 50 centimeters. So we have AB equals to 50 centimeters. We are asked to find the length of all the sides. So length of all the sides will be, we know here the property. What is the property? Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Okay, please mention the properties wherever you're using. Opposite sides of parallelogram are equal or congruent. Therefore, AD will be equal to BC, that is equals to 25 centimeters. and AB will be equal to DC, that is equals to 50 centimeters. Okay. Let's move on to next question. Question number 4. If the ratio of the measures of two adjacent angles of a parallelogram is 1:2, which angles? It's adjacent angles. Okay. And we are asked to find the measure of all angles of the parallelogram. So in the earlier question, we were given some relationship of the sides and we were asked to find all the sides. In this one, we are asked to find all the angles and we are given the relationship between angles. Okay, so we start with saying let us name the parallelogram. Let's say that's ABCD. Okay, and two adjacent angles, so maybe we can use A and angle B. So let angle A, we are given two adjacent angles. So suppose A is to B, angle A is to angle B is given to be 1:2. Okay, so we can start with setting the common multiple. Whenever we are given a ratio, we start with setting up the common multiple to X. So let the common multiple be X. Therefore, what can we say about angle A? Angle A is X. And what is angle B? That is 2X. Okay. So just check. We can label it here. A is X and B is 2X. But also we know that opposite angles are equal, isn't it? So opposite angles are equal. And we also know that sum of adjacent angles is 180 degree. So sum of adjacent angles is 180 degrees. Therefore, what will happen? Therefore, angle A plus angle B is equals to 180 degrees. That is X plus 2X equals to 180. So 3X equals to 180. And that gives us the value of X. What is the value of X here? X equals to 180 over 3. That is 6 times 3 is 80, isn't it? So X equals to 60 degrees. We have got one angle. Now what will be twice of this? So 2X is going to be 120 degrees, right? And now the last part, we have to write all the angles, okay? So we have this angle to be 60 degrees. This angle is 120 degrees. We know that the opposite angles are equal. So that gives us the remaining angles also. Okay, students, see how simple questions are these. You're given some relationship and you're asked to find all the sides or all the angles. So here we write out the property. We know that opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal or congruent. Therefore, what can we say? Angle A is equal to angle C, which is equal to 60 degrees, and angle B is equals to angle D, that is equals to 120 degrees. That completes the solution. Okay, we have mentioned the measures of all the angles. So which two properties we have used here? First one, sum of adjacent angles is 180 degree and opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Using these two properties, we have then completed the solution. Now let's look at next question. Diagonals of a parallelogram intersect each other at point O. Okay, so we need a diagram first. Let's draw a diagram. There's a parallelogram with the name ABCD. Okay, let's just quickly draw it. And we are given AO equals to 5 and BO equals to 12, AB equals to 3. We are asked to show that ABCD is a rhombus. Okay, so either we draw a parallelogram or a rhombus. The best thing will be to draw it as a rhombus only, because whatever we are asked, clearly we are stated, we are given to show that it's a rhombus. So best will be to draw a rhombus instead. Okay, and then we are asked to just draw this diagonals. Okay, so label it. This is A, B, C, D, and we are given that the diagonals, they intersect each other at the point O. So here label this as O. And now what are the things given? AO equals to 5. So this is 5 centimeters. No unit is given. BO is 12 and AB is 13. All right. So to prove that this is a rhombus, what we need is, remember students, this is another important property, that if the diagonals bisect each other, then we say that it's a rhombus. Okay. So if for a parallelogram or in a parallelogram, if the diagonals intersect at 90 degree, then or rather I should say, for a quadrilateral, if the diagonals they intersect at 90 degree, then it is a square. So remember, this is another important property. Okay, that means we have to prove that this angle O is 90 degree. Okay, so in order to prove that this is a rhombus, we need to prove that this angle is 90 degrees. Okay, so first thing we start with is stating that if this is 12, OB is 12, OD will also be 12. Why so? Because we know that for a parallelogram, the diagonals, they bisect each other, right? So we write out the property first. Okay, so here diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Therefore, what can we say? OB is equals to OD, which is equals to 12, and AO equals to OC, which is equals to 5. Okay, that means this is 12 and this is 5, right? Let's concentrate on this triangle. Let me highlight the triangle OAB. So we will prove that angle O is 90 degrees. And how do we prove? So think, everyone think. For a triangle, if we are given three sides and we have to prove that one angle is 90 degrees, which property should we use? Yes, we use the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, the Pythagoras theorem. When we are given three sides and we have to prove that one angle is 90 degrees, we have to prove that square of the highest number, in this case, the highest number is 13. So we have to prove that square of this highest number is equal to sum of squares of the remaining two sides. That is sum of the squares of 15 and 12. If we get the left hand side is equal to right hand side, then we say that angle O is 90 degrees. Okay, so let's prove that part. Please look at the steps. The steps are really important. How you write it out is really important. Okay, so we start stating that you can name the triangle first. So in triangle AOB, 13 square, which is AB square, the highest square on one side, 13 square, that is 169. And parallelly, we have to show that it is that is equal to the sum of square of other two sides. So AO square plus OB square. What is AO square? That is 5 squared plus 12 squared and 25. 5 squared is 25. 12 squared is 144. So clearly, students, you can see 25 plus 144, that is 169. So what do we get here? Therefore, AB squared is equal to AO squared plus OB squared. And you can see that this is a Pythagorean triplet. 5, 12, 13 is a Pythagorean triplet. Therefore, what can we say here? Therefore, by converse of Pythagoras theorem, we can say that angle O is equal to 90 degrees. Instead, mention complete angle, that is angle AOB is equal to 90 degrees. Okay. Therefore, what happens? This is 90 degrees. Therefore, we can say that the diagonals, they are perpendicular to each other. Therefore, the diagonal AC is perpendicular to the diagonal BD. Okay, they are perpendicular. And therefore, what can we say? If the diagonals are perpendicular or if they intersect at 90 degree, then we can say that it is a rhombus. Okay. So therefore, what can we say here? Therefore, quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus. Okay. See, if this side is 5, this side is 12, this will be also 13, this will be also 13, right? If one angle is 90 degrees, clearly all 90 degrees, isn't it? Okay. So therefore, it's a rhombus. So no need to prove that all the sides are 13, 13, 13. Okay. Just we have to prove only one thing, that the diagonals, they intersect at 90 degrees. That's enough. Let's move on to next one. Question number 6. In the given figure, PQRS and ABCR, they are two parallelograms. Okay. If angle P is 110 degrees, then we are asked to find the measure of all the angles of ABCR. Okay. So in this case, we are given that PQRS and ABCR both are parallelograms. One angle P is given to be 110 degrees, and we are asked to find the measures of all angles of quadrilateral ABCR. Let us write out what are we asked to find. We have to find, maybe I can number it. So this is angle 1, this is angle 2, 3 and 4. So we are asked to find angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4. All right. And let's begin with the solution. So we can start with looking at the bigger parallelogram, quadrilateral PQRS is a parallelogram, and this is given. Okay. Therefore, what can we say? Opposite angles will be equal, right? If this is 110, then the opposite angle is R. Okay. Opposite to P, it's R. So that means angle 1 is equals to 110. Once we know this angle, we can say that opposite to 1 is 3. ABCR is also a parallelogram. If 1 is 110, angle 3 will also be 110 because opposite sides are equal. And then by using the adjacent angle property, we can find angle 2 and angle 4. Okay. So let's use the first property, that is opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Therefore, what can we say? Angle P is equal to angle 1, which is equals to 110 degrees. Okay. So we have got angle 1, which is 110 degrees. Further, we can state also quadrilateral ABCR is a parallelogram. Again, this is given. Therefore, what can we say? Therefore, by opposite angle property, angle 1 is equal to angle 3 and it will be again 110 degrees. The reason, either you mention it in bracket like this or you mention it first. Both the things, both the ways work. So opposite angles of parallelogram are equal. Okay, so far we have got angle 1 and angle 3. Now we are going to use the second important property, that is on adjacent angles. So we have angle 1. Now let's find angle 4. We know sum of adjacent angles is supplementary. So angle 1 plus angle 4 equals to 180 degrees. What is the reason? Adjacent angles of parallelogram are supplementary. Adjacent angles of parallelogram are supplementary, or you can write the sum is 180 degrees. We know what is angle 1, 110 plus angle 4 equals to 180. So what is angle 4? 180 minus 110, which is 70. So we have got angle 4. Again, we can use this opposite angle property to find angle 2. Correct? So therefore, angle 4 equals to angle 2 equals to 70 degrees. And what is the reason? Because opposite angles are equal. You have to write all the properties. Okay. For every step, there should be a reason. All right. Just for calculation, it's okay. You don't have to write the reason for calculation. But when you are writing out a specific statement, you should be able to reason it. So opposite angles of parallelogram are equal. Therefore, angle 4 equals to angle 2, which is 70 degrees. Okay, so therefore we have got all angles. The angles of triangle of quadrilateral ABCR are angle 1 is equal to angle 2, sorry, that's 3, which is equal to 110 degrees, and the other pair 4 equals to 2, which is 70 degrees. So that completes the proof. And what properties have we used here? The first one be opposite angles are equal and adjacent angles are supplementary. Very simple properties. Okay. So that's the last question. Question number 7 is omitted for this academic session. All right, everyone. Let's quickly recap on the important properties. So when we talk about a parallelogram, 4 important properties are: adjacent angles are supplementary. Supplementary means sum is 180 degrees. Secondly, opposite sides are equal or congruent. Third, opposite angles are equal or congruent. And fourth one, the diagonals of a parallelogram, they bisect each other. And today we have studied one more important property. If we are asked to prove that a rhombus, a parallelogram is a rhombus, what are we supposed to do? We should just prove that the diagonals are perpendicular. If the diagonals are perpendicular, or if the diagonals they intersect at 90 degrees, then that will become a rhombus. So you need to understand a few tricks. So you just have to make points whenever you are asked to, for a rhombus. You won't be clearly, it won't be stated that you have to prove the diagonals are at 90 degrees. Okay. So mark out these type of questions so that you can revise it during exams. Remaining questions of this practice set were very easy and they had straight applications of these 3 properties. Okay. So with that, we have completed today's class and practice set 5.1. I hope you all have understood the very important 4 properties and you are going to practice them well for the next quiz.